Hashim, we did a reel today, and or I should say I did a reel where I wore some very high fishtail trousers. And the comment section was absolute fire, as always.
Yes.
And there were all sorts of comments. Oh, Prof, you know, the fishtail is up to your neck.
Yes.
Your trousers are swallowing you completely. The usual comment.
I kept seeing them.
But I wanted us to talk about, you and I have wrestled with this a lot in the workshop about how we determine the height of the fishtail and how we sort of, I would say by trial and error, figured out that higher fishtails are actually better and more functional, but they're very difficult to execute.
Extremely difficult.
I also want to talk about why we have reserved it exclusively just for the bespoke product, just because the execution failure rate is high or can be high.
Can be high.
Where MTM, there's no fitting, it's straight to finish. So I want to start by looking at what I have on. I'm going to take off my jacket.
Yes.
Yeah. So here I have on AskOkey Super. Pete calls them the triple Fs.
The triple Fs.
The triple Fs or
triple wide.
The triple wide, or these are our full cut.
Right.
These are my full cut trousers.
The fullest cut we can do.
Well, not the fullest cut we can do, but we could do them fuller if you want. But these are my fullest
cut.
This is my fullest cut.
Right. You can see the smile on his face as proof.
Absolutely. Super comfortable.
Exactly.
Super comfortable. And I use this cut mostly for my casual suits.
Yes.
So like a CSO or my linen suits. For my dressier suits, I tend to use the more classic cut.
Right.
Which some still consider to be a bit, what do they call it? Museveni. But here we are. So these are the full cuts. There are those who suggest that they look like fishing waders, you know, like those things that
boondockers,
what have you, whatever you want to call it. But there you have it. There you have it. That's and we want to talk about specifically the fishtail, right? And so we want to, Hashim, explain to us, and I'm going to sort of have my back to the camera here. Okay. Explain the science and how we came to the conclusion that a higher fishtail actually is more functional in terms of the drape of the trousers and just sort of the way the trouser hangs. So it's not just cosmetic.
No, it's
there's a reason. There's a reason why a fishtail exists, and more specifically, there's a reason why a fishtail needs to be really high if you want it to really perform its function
properly.
Okay, so I'm going to turn my
up
back.
Here, what you would notice is that from the side, it's almost a straight line over here, and then it goes up into the fishtail. And that is the quintessential, typical fishtail design. What you would see a lot of people do when they do fishtail is that they have a very low fishtail. And we found through a lot of trials that the lower the fishtail is, it's actually less efficient at doing its job. And you may ask me what that job is, and it's very clear. Here, the suspenders are pulling up the entire back panel and allowing it to hang properly. Now, through a lot of times and a lot of fittings, I have to say,
a lot of trial and error,
we found that the higher the point where the fishtail hangs, it actually allows the panel to drape more elegantly and in a clean line.
And why? The question is why?
Why? Because now, when the tension is at this point, when the tension is at this very, very high point, everything gets pulled here and it's a flat area.
Exactly.
Now, if we go just a few inches down, this is a very problematic territory. You know, and people watching the video on mute might ask, like, why am I pointing why am I pointing that area? But really, the more down you go from that point, which is almost at the small of your back, I have to say, you get into very complex curves and a very different shape. Once you enter that territory, anything can go wrong.
Right.
anything can go wrong.
It becomes more difficult for the suspenders to do their work.
Exactly.
Because it's like a pulley, right? It's like a pulley. When you're pulling it from higher up, right? So it's like, what's the, physics, work done is force times distance.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. So if you're pulling it from higher up, there's more tension on the trousers.
It's more work.
Right? Yeah. There's more tension on the trousers than if you're pulling it from right here. Right? Again, you're pulling it from the small of the back. You've got the curve of your seat and so on and so on. There's a lot getting in the way. Whereas if the fishtail is slightly higher, right? You have that vertical line, you have that tension acting at a higher point and really pulling and holding the
allowing
trousers.
It to hang.
Exactly.
That tension just keeps
and this is especially very critical to get this back drape, to get the back fall, right?
Straight line.
To get that straight line.
Right.
Because if you don't have enough tension up here, then you start to have things like the trouser collapsing.
It breaks.
Breaking under your seats. It could break under your seats or it could break behind the knees and so on and so forth. But when you have it hanging from up here like this, I mean, you can even see when I pull it physically. Yes. When I pull the suspenders.
It even looks better. Yeah.
It even looks better. Right.
Or it hangs from a higher point.
That is the tension. That is the tension that you want to create. Right?
Exactly.
And it's that tension that you create at the top. The higher the fishtail, that ensures that you've got this beautiful line going all the way down.
We make it look easy, but this is actually a very complex architecture.
It's very difficult. It's not easy to execute. Yeah. And we've had to go through several iterations. And in fact, we had to sort of amputate a few trousers. Amputate a few trousers and add prosthetics. And we tried it out on a number of trousers that were already finished by artificially elongating the fishtail and observing
and seeing
the
change. And also I need to say the change of the entire shape of the trouser also takes, because once you have more tension here, it pulls the back. It also cleans up how the front looks at the crotch.
Of course, especially when you're wearing full cut trousers, right? What happens is if the back drape is not taut, right? The excess fabric
gathers here. Gathers at the crotch.
Here, and also here. Yes. At the side.
Yeah.
Right? So it tends to balloon here at the back because you don't have enough tension on the trouser, right? Yes. So it tends to balloon here, right? Right here.
Exactly.
And inside the crotch.
And then people say your trousers are way too big.
Are way too big.
But that's completely wrong.
Exactly.
They're just not hanging.
Now, when you look at it from the front, right? With that tension in the back, right? With that tension in back, holding the trousers up really well, right? What that does, it cleans up this. It cleans this up.
Space in the crotch.
And it cleans up the side. So from the side, you wouldn't be any wiser. It looks like a slim pair of trousers until I turn to the side.
Then the secret's out.
Then you can see, when I turn to the side, then you can see how wide the trousers really are.
Right.
So it's really interesting. It's sort of, it's all mechanics. It's all physics and mechanics and how you can manipulate the shape of the trousers.
Exactly.
You understand? So I think, again, the ways you can wear full cut trousers and they could be the same circumference, right? You could have two pair of trousers, same circumference, but the way it hangs from the back,
it changes completely how the whole trouser drapes.
It changes completely how the whole trouser drapes.
I would,
and also the shape.
Exactly.
So with this, now you have more of a cylinder, right? Instead of just wide trousers, it really forces that sort of taut line in the back makes the leg look more cylindrical.
Exactly.
Than it
pulls up the whole structure of the leg, because if you look at it, it's different panels of fabric, and it's all hanging from the waistband and from the fishtail. If there's any mistake in these two areas, you're gonna see it expressed throughout the whole thing. It's like the sails on a ship. If you have an issue with the anchor or the mastiff that holds the sails, you're gonna see how that crumples the rest of the sail, and you can see it's falling very clean here. Safe to say, I'm proud.
So there you have it. Hashim, please have a seat.
Thank you.
So for those who were having a laugh at the reel we put up And the new trousers we're coming up with have an even higher fishtail than
even higher fishtail.
Because we found out once we discovered the trick, we decided to modify the new collection. Of course, the collection coming out later on this year. All the trousers are going to be fully fishtail. And again, I want to show you something because I'll take this off. Captain, grab my waistcoat. Very often, when you wear high-rise trousers, they are worn with a waistcoat. Right? And so they might look awkward to some, like, oh my God, the trousers are all the way up to your throat. However, traditionally, high-rise trousers such as what I have on are worn with a waistcoat, right? And you will see the difference once I put on my waistcoat.
It's a live magic trick. You gotta see how
it really is an optical illusion. Now you can see, once I put on my waistcoat, it changes the entire appearance
completely
of the outfit. See that?
Yeah. And if you turn to the back, you can see.
Now you don't see the fishtail anymore.
Now the comments are quiet.
Right. now the comments are quiet. So there you have it. That's the way it should be worn. Or traditionally. When high-rise trousers were made. And again, people have to think about this. They look at the shirt, the trouser, and the jacket as three separate items. They're not. They were designed to work together.
Exactly.
Your shirt, your trousers, and your jacket were all designed to work together. So when people look at trousers, they look at them separately and completely independently. And that's why, I guess these days everybody walks around with a shirt and a trouser, right?
Everywhere.
But traditionally, a suit is called a suit because it's supposed to be worn. Trousers are worn with a jacket. They're designed to be worn with a jacket.
It's designed to be, it's a unison.
It's a unit. It's called a suit. That's the reason why it's a suit. Trousers are designed to be worn with a jacket, not separately. Not with a shirt. So, if they look odd, if high-rise trousers look odd to you, standalone, it's because they're meant to be worn with a jacket. Now, when I put my jacket on, if you would be kind enough to help me out here. Then the full look. You see the full look. Just harmony.
But then people, they don't critique it as a full look. They critique the individual.
Absolutely, because with the full look, you can't see absolutely everything looks. It's a uniform, right?
Exactly.
It's a suit. That's the way it's meant to be. You're not meant to see the height of the trousers. It should be covered by a waistcoat. And even when you don't have a waistcoat on, you ought to button your jacket.
Exactly. Then it looks completely different. I read a comment on one of my videos. Once you put on the jacket, I stopped laughing. that was
that's what everybody says.
Really,
you see that?
So
really same here.
Same thing.
Once you put on the jacket, now it doesn't look. The trousers don't look so funny anymore.
No.
So I think that's. Well, I wouldn't say that settles it because this is
never
this is never gonna end. It's never gonna end. So we're gonna keep talking about this and talking about this till the cows come home or till we turn blue in the face, whichever one happens first. Hashim, any other final thoughts as far as fishtails and high-rise trousers go?
Well, honestly, no, it doesn't get better than this, folks. This is where you have to get a proper fishtail made. Just the sheer amount of time.
Just look at it. Just look at that. Just elegance. With or without the waistcoat.
You judge.
So, gentlemen, if you're in doubt, come to AskOkey and we'll make you one. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, Captain.